guys, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day so far. So today's video is a makeup tutorial on this look right here, this very lovely pink cut crease. Not gonna lie, cut creases are not my best friend. There was a time where I was insanely awful at them. Just, oh my god, it was just a hot, clumpy, nasty mess. And because I have like deep creases, it wasn't working. I just couldn't figure it out. I was just like, I don't understand. I think it literally took me like a solid few months to finally get it right. And once I did, I didn't stop because I loved it so much. But then eventually I did stop. So now I'm like trying to get back into it. I did this yesterday on Instagram. You guys really liked it. So I've tried to recreate it. I've done my best, but I feel like whenever you just do things like, you know, on the fly for like no real reason, you're just like, I just want to have fun. It turns out great. But when you actually have to do it for a reason, like a tutorial, let's say you want to go out, that's when it's just like, no, I don't want to work. But I think I'm okay. It's not exactly as fabulous as yesterday, but hopefully you guys will be able to learn a little something from me today. But anyway, it's enough babbling from me. I will be linking all the products I use in this video down below so you can check that out. But without further ado, let's just jump straight into this tutorial. Okay, first things first, I'm going to start off by priming my eyelid. I know some people like using concealer, but because I will be using concealer later for the cut crease, I don't want to double up on the concealer or else it's going to get really cakey and heavy. So I'm just using a really light eye primer and just blending out using my finger. Once we've primed our eyelids, it's time to move on to eyeshadow. So for my eyeshadow, I'll be picking up this lovely hot pink eyeshadow and I'll be blending it all over my eyelid. But not really blending, more like just packing it on. And I want it to sort of go around my eye and then slightly wing out near the end. Also, I am going to be blending the edges just ever so slightly. I don't want to blend them completely so they're completely buffed out. I still want to see that line, that definition, but I just want it to be slightly feathered. So I'm just going to go over the edge and blend it ever so slightly. And then once we've done with that, I'm just going to clean up the very bottom edge using a makeup wipe so that part is nice and sharp. And this is what the eye should end up looking like. Honestly, I accidentally made it just a little bit too big when I did this look. Originally, I made the wing a lot less dramatic, so it was just shorter. So if you want to go for something slightly less dramatic, just don't pull the wing out as much as I did. I made a mistake and honestly, I don't want to go back and fix it, so we're just gonna go with it. And now we're onto the cut crease, which is honestly the hardest part of this entire look. I think the cut creasing alone took me like an hour or something. Okay, probably not an hour, but it took me a ridiculous amount of time. But basically, I'm just getting a little bit of concealer on a very small flat brush. I think this is like a lip brush or something. And I'm just going to cut my crease, carve out my eye. No, that's carve out your brow. Basically, I try and give myself a cut crease. I start off with the concealer in the corner of my eye and I gradually sort of like bring it around to the center and then feather out the edges. Now, honestly, doing the first eye isn't too bad. It's when you do the second eye, that's when everything just seems to go wrong because you're trying to match up both eyes to make sure like the consistency and the way the concealer look is exactly the same. You want to feather out at the exact same point. So not gonna lie, it's hard to get them to match, but with practice you get it. Honestly, I have been out of practice for so long, that's why it took me so long to like get this right. Once again, I did make a little bit of a mistake. I bought the concealer just a touch too high. I usually like there being a bit more of a difference between like the curve of the concealer and like the darker eyeshadow underneath, but c'est la vie, we are here, it's fine, we're just gonna work with it. Now that's done, I'm going to go back to the hot pink eyeshadow that I used earlier and I'm just going to apply it to the very edges where the concealer is and just blend it out just so that edge feathers a bit better. Sometimes if you do it well enough with the concealer, you don't actually have to do this because it just blends seamlessly, but there are days like this where it just doesn't work. So you grab that extra eyeshadow, you pack it on, okay, you don't pack it on, you pop it on and you give a little bit of a blend. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to grab a lighter pink eyeshadow and place it on top of where I put the concealer, just dabbing and blending it out. I'm not trying to change the shape, I'm just trying to fill it in just so it turns into a lighter pink rather than this creamier pink that it's hitting right now. Now I'm just going to grab a sparkly eyeliner and go over the cut crease line. I feel like this really pulls the look together. So if you're ever struggling with a cut crease, grab an eyeliner, grab some glitter, grab anything and just apply it to that cut crease line and it will make it look like you've just planned all this, like it was meant to be like that. The last step for the eyes right now is to give them a curl and apply some mascara. I will be putting on some lashes later, just not right now. Honestly, I don't know why I waited till later, but hey ho, I'm doing them late for some reason. Next up, we're going to move on to the base. So I'm going to start off by applying a face primer all over my face and just blending that out using my fingers. Now it's time for foundation. I'm just going to grab a little bit and pop it all over my face and then blend it out using a foundation brush. And now it's time for some concealer. I'm just going to grab a little bit of that and put it underneath my eyes. I'm basically applying it near like the corner of my eye, but underneath, and then a little bit on the very edges of my eyes, just underneath where I've done that wing. I'm also going to put a little bit of concealer on my forehead and down the bridge of my nose, just a touch, just to add a little bit of highlight. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and powder my under eyes just to set that concealer, because I do tend to get a little bit of creasing under there, but I'm going to leave the rest of my face. I'm only doing my under eyes. And now I'm just going to go in with some bronzer just to warm up my face, putting it around my forehead, around my cheeks, around my jawline, giving me a bit of warmth. Next up, I'm going for a glowy pink blush. I want there to be glow, I want it to be pink, but I don't want it to be too pink because I've already got like the massive pink eyes. Honestly, if the eyes were slightly calmer, I probably would have gone for a more brighter pink blush. For my highlighter, I went for a pinky champagne one, popping on the usual spots, so like on my cheekbones, underneath my brows, above my brows, and on my nose. For my lips, I grabbed a lipstick that matched my eye makeup, applied it to my lips using my finger, and then blended out the edges just so it was nice and soft. And then for the final touches, we're just going to finish off the eyes. So first up, I'm just going to be combing through some brow product into my eyebrows just to add a little bit of definition and a little bit of colour. And then once we've done that, I'm just going to go back to my mascara, pop it on my lower lashes along with a little bit of that pink eyeshadow from earlier just along my lash line. And then finally, I'm going to add a little bit of white eyeliner to my waterline. And there we have it. That is this full makeup look. Yeah guys, that brings us to the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully it was helpful, you guys. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell button if you enjoyed this video. And don't forget, you guys can follow me on social media at saima_smiles_like for Instagram and Twitter, and also a little bit of TikTok. I post fashion and cosplay and a little bit of anime here and there, so if you're interested in that, be sure to follow. But yeah guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's helped you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!